Hello friends, in July 1947 there was a widespread craze of UFOs in America. All across the country people reported seeing flying saucers, UFOs. The craze began a month ago on 24th June when private pilot Kenneth Arnold claimed that he saw 9 shining UFOs near a hill around Seattle. He claimed that they were flying very fast with speeds of 2,000 kilometers per hour. Within 2 weeks from this, people reported seeing flying UFOs from all across America. This was heavily discussed in the media. This map shows the sites of UFO sightings in America. Media started linking it to atomic sites. They focused on the 3 areas with the most UFO sightings. These were the sites of nuclear tests. Meanwhile, a man from New Mexico, Mac Brazel, recalled finding weird waste on his field 3 weeks ago. A tin foil, rubber, and a thin wooden beam. He couldn't figure out what they were. He wondered if they were related to the UFO craze. So he took the debris to Roswell's sheriff on 7th July. This drew the attention of an Army officer, Colonel William Blanchard. He was the commanding officer of the Roswell Army Airfield. The next day, RAAF released a statement saying that the rumors of the flying discs had come true. The 509th Bomb Group of the 8th Air Force, Roswell Army Airfield, was fortunate enough to be in possession of a disc. The US Army claimed to have received proof of UFOs. But the next day, the US Army officials retracted their stance. They said that the debris they were presented with was from a weather balloon. As proof, photos of Major Marcel were released where he can be seen with the pieces of the weather balloon. After this, the news died down. The media assumed there was never a UFO, but merely a weather balloon. And the public loses interest as well. But years later, in the late 1970s, once again, rumors were spreading of an alien craft being spotted flying over the New Mexico desert. The rumors held that lightning struck this UFO, leading it to crash, killing the aliens inside it. In 1980, Major Marcel wrote the book The Roswell Incident, claiming that the debris he had seen was from nothing made on this earth. It didn't seem to be from this world. Since then, the importance of the Roswell incident kept increasing. New theories have come up. People claim that in the UFO crash, a living alien was discovered, and that the US Army has kept the alien at a secret base. And some people believe that till now, the alien is imprisoned at a top secret base, and that the US Army is trying to reverse engineer alien technology and research on alien life. But this is happening at a top secret location, Area 51. Come, let's understand this mystery in this video. Since the late 1940s, Americans have been fascinated by a mysterious region in Nevada known as Area 51. What exactly goes on at Area 51? Area 51. The Air Force has recently made public an archive of UFO reports and investigations. Are there any alien remains in Area 51? Friends, Area 51 is actually a US military facility found in the middle of a desert, miles away from the closest cities. Going there, trespassing, and going inside the facility is absolutely not allowed for people. Outside, you'd spot such signboards. Photography of this area is prohibited. In case of any suspicious activity here, it would be met with deadly force. There are repeated warnings on the signboards. So what's in there? There was an interesting incident a few years ago involving Area 51. In June 2019, Joe Rogan invited Bob Lazar on his podcast. Joe Rogan is a very famous podcaster, and Bob Lazar is a cult figure who believes in things like UFOs. He claimed to have deeply studied flying saucers and the Area 51. He claims that he was a researcher in Area 51. There he researched alien technology, and he was tasked with reverse engineering alien technology and improving our modern technology using that. This project was to back-engineer the alien craft. I went through the hangar door, and inside the hangar door was the disc, the flying saucer that I worked on. After listening to this podcast, a college student named Matty Roberts was inspired. He wanted to know what the government was trying to hide. He knew that if people tried to discover the truth individually, the government would be able to stop them and silence them. But if a large crowd goes there to infiltrate Area 51, he claimed that the government would not be able to stop them. He created a Facebook event, Storm Area 51, They Can't Stop All of Us. In this event, he suggested that people gather at Area 51 at 3 a.m. on 20th September 2019 to come together and coordinate how to infiltrate the top secret facility. This Facebook event was a prank. This included some weird things as well, such as doing the Naruto run. In case the military tried to fire at them, the post claimed that they could dodge the bullets by running faster with Naruto Run, as seen in this video. Naruto is a Japanese manga series in which the main character runs like this. Reading this, it was clear that this was a prank event. But people are weirder. They started taking it seriously. By August end, more than 2 million people confirmed their attendance to this event to storm Area 51. When Matty Roberts saw that his prank event was so popular, he was scared. What started as a joke on Facebook has now reached millions of people and is turning into an alien enthusiast fest. I just created the joke while I was playing video games, man, and it's taken off to this like absolutely wild monstrosity. The FBI just showed up at 10 a.m. I was kind of scared at this point. Following this, he released a statement saying, "Hello US government." He explicitly said he was not responsible. For these 2 million people who had shown an interest in coming to the Area 51, it wasn't so easy for them to do so. Because to storm Area 51, one has to reach Area 51 first. And as I told you, this area is in the middle of a desert. There's nothing else for a long distance. A 250-kilometer long highway goes through this desert, but you won't even find a gas station on this highway. In the summer mornings, the temperature here is above 40 degrees Celsius, and the only thing in this desert near Area 51 is a small village, Rachel. The population of this village was 54 as of 2019. Not 54,000 or 5,400, only 54. The reason why this area is so isolated is that Area 51 is on the largest government-controlled land in America, the Nevada Test and Training Range. And this area is spread over more than 12,000 square kilometers. Beside this facility is another restricted military facility, the Nevada Test Site, where America had carried out nuclear weapons testing during the 1950s to 1990s. Obviously, if nuclear weapons are being tested at some place where nuclear weapons go off, it is crucial to make this a restricted site. Actually, before we talk more about this event, it is essential to understand the history of Area 51. And in history, there was the Cold War. I've talked about the Cold War in so many videos that could be a separate playlist in itself. But so many events in recent history all over the world are related to the Cold War. There's no end to it. Friends, Area 51 was actually created during the Cold War when there was rivalry between America and the Soviet Union. Paranoia was growing about communist infiltration of unions in the entertainment industry and in the military and government itself. This was created as a testing and development facility for aircraft. This is why in the 1950s, the most important spy aircraft of America's history were tested in Area 51. Since such critical military weapons were being tested here, obviously this area was kept in secrecy. From the outset, the outside world knew very little about this area. As I've told you repeatedly in the previous videos, wherever there's inadequate information, in 1954, American President Eisenhower demanded a secret location where they could start a high-altitude reconnaissance program. The story of top-secret reconnaissance aircraft really begins midway in the 20th century, in the darkest days of the Cold War. 2 officers from the CIA were tasked with finding a location where they could carry out the tests to develop spy planes that could be useful against the Soviet Union's nuclear weapons. In her book, Area 51, An Uncensored History of America's Top-Secret Military Base, Annie Jacobson claimed that how she found a secret base in the middle of a dried-up lake bed in Nevada. It was a vast, dry lake bed known as Groom Lake. Today it is known by another name, Area 51. This was already a classified area where the government was testing nuclear weapons. In Area 51, spy aircraft were being made. 2 spy aircraft stood out extraordinarily fast. The U-2 spy plane, which looked like this. When the Soviet Union tested their first atomic bomb in 1949, it was almost impossible for America to find out what was happening there, because they did not have satellites. In 1953, President Eisenhower launched a covert CIA program, Project Aquatone. An aeroplane was to be built on a $22 million budget that could fly 4,800 kilometers without refueling, carrying 320 kgs of cameras with it, and flying at an altitude of 21,000 meters. An aircraft that would go undetected on radar and by anti-aircraft missiles. This is how their U-2 spy plane, one of the most important spy planes of America's history. Over the next few years, America was largely successful on spying over the Soviet Union using this plane. But on 1 May 1960, a U-2 aircraft was taken down by a missile. CIA pilot Francis Gary Powers was shot out of the sky in his U-2, his aircraft destroyed. Years of hard-won secrecy for the US intelligence community were wiped out in a month. America was forced to admit that they were spying, but the military was pressured by the government to develop a plane that could not be shot down, that could fly faster and be more secretive. This was the birth of the Lockheed SR-31 Blackbird that is still the fastest flying aircraft. Its max speed is 3,400 kilometers per hour and can fly at an altitude of 24,000 meters. So fast and so high that there's no chance of it being shot down. It was very important to keep this crucial plane a secret, especially during the ongoing Cold War between America and the Soviet Union. So how could they have tested the plane while keeping it a secret from the world? The CIA used UFOs, the conspiracy theory of UFOs flying around. In the language of the US Department of Defense, these are unidentified aerial phenomena. The CIA gave wind to these conspiracy theories. The weird-looking, fast-flying,